The story begins on a small island in Germany called Helgoland. Only 513 people were living there. A dangerous disease had spread all over the world. Many people died because of it. The ones who were left became zombies. To stay safe from zombies, some people moved to this island. They started farming to survive. But there was not enough food and supplies. So only 513 people could live there. If even one person was extra, it would create problems for everyone. That's why, when a baby was born, people had to vote to decide who would give up their life. This helped to keep the population under control. A group was formed to manage the island. The leader of this group was a woman named Edris. Now the story jumps to 15 years later. In a hospital, everyone gathers. A girl named Emily is about to have a baby. A reporter named Lola is recording the whole scene with her camera. According to the rules, when a new baby is born, someone else has to die. So, Emily's father decides to sacrifice himself. He jumps off a high cliff to give his life. Emily gives birth to a baby. After some time, she gives birth to a second child. She had twins. Edris then calls a meeting to discuss the issue. After thinking for a long time, people agree to do voting. This way they can decide who should die. On the other side, we see two friends, Christian and Hendrik. They are looking at their rankings on a board. Christian's number is 511. He becomes very worried. He tells Hendrik that if he is chosen, he will not give his life. Hendrik warns him. He says last time someone tried to escape, they caught him and threw him into the sea. Then we see an old woman named Alicia, who is at number 512. She is very old, so people think she is useless. At the end of the list, at number 513, is a worker named Ethan. People call him a criminal. Then the scene changes. We see Mark and his son Linus working in a lab to make a cure for the virus. On the other side, we see a woman named Judith. She is part of the island's management. After a while, Judith and Mark go to give medicine to people. When they reach Ethan's house, Ethan's wife Lisa gets angry at Judith. She says, because of you, a hard-working man like Ethan is at the bottom of the list. That's why we get less food. Judith replies that Ethan stole the medicine, so he was called a criminal. But Lisa tries to explain. She says Ethan stole it only for me because the doctor refused to give me the medicine. After that, the scene shifts to Emily, who is sleeping in her room. Just then, Alicia quietly enters and tries to take the baby away. But Emily wakes up and quickly grabs her baby back. She thinks Alicia wants to harm her baby because of the voting rule. Emily says that she will never let this happen. On the other side, Mark secretly brings medicine from the lab and gives it to a woman named Laura. While he is doing this, Judith sees him. She quickly goes to Beatrice in the supermarket and tells her everything. But Beatrice says not to tell anyone yet because they still need Mark. She promises that one day he will be punished. After that, she says she will give his place to Judith. Christian and Hendrik also hear their conversation. Then a child falls down and his things get scattered. Hendrik gets an idea. He tells Christian that this is a good chance to increase his number. He says, "Go help the child quickly so people will respect you." Christian agrees and gives the child his food. Beatrice sees this and feels very happy. So Beatrice gives extra points to Christian and Hendrik. Then Hendrik sees Ethan and Lisa in a shop. He knows that Lisa gets very little food. So he goes to her and says, "I can give you food if you want." But Lisa refuses. Beatrice hears this from behind and gets very angry with Hendrik. Here we learn that Hendrik is actually Beatrice's son. After that, we see a patient named Peter in the lab. He was brought from outside and many medicines are being tested on him. Then Hendrik comes to Lisa again and makes a bad offer in exchange for food. Lisa refuses. But Hendrik still moves toward her. So, Lisa has to run because she is a weak woman. Meanwhile, some people try to enter the island. Mia, the leader of the guards, tells them to go back. But they don't listen and try to break the barrier. Mia shoots one of them. The rest run away. Later, Hendrik shoots all of them one by one. Now the voting day comes. Everyone votes against Ethan. This means he must give up his life. But Lisa does not agree. She tells everyone in the hall that her husband is innocent. He was only bringing medicine for her. She also says that she voted against Hendrik because he asked for bad things in return for food. When the women hear this, they all turn against Hendrik. So Beatrice is forced to remove Hendrik from the island. Then the scene shifts to the lab. A person dies because of too many tests. Mark feels very upset. He burns the body and goes home. At home, his son Lyons says that he wants to go outside with Mia's team. But Mark says no. Lyons does not listen and goes with some guards the next day. Hendrik is also with them. These people are being sent out as a punishment. After some time they reach the outside world. Then one guard tells Hendrik to step down. But he refuses. When a soldier sees this, he punches Hendrik hard because Hendrik had also done wrong with his sister. Then Hendrik runs away from there. On the other side, Beatrice goes with her worker to meet the man in charge of the water system. This is because the water meter was not working. While they are talking, the worker sees a radio. She gets surprised because keeping a radio quietly is against the law. After fixing the meter, the man tells Beatrice that he wants to bring his wife to the island. But Beatrice says no. Meanwhile, the soldiers tell Lyons to wait at the dock while they go into the city. There they meet a man named L. They give him some food and in return he gives them 2 large boxes and some medicine. Back at the dock, Lyons is waiting alone. After a long time, when the soldiers do not return, he steps off the dock and starts walking around. Lyons meets a man named Maujid. Maujid gives him a bottle of medicine and says that he has a boat with more medicine inside. If you want the medicine, I can give it to you. After hearing this, Lyons goes with Maujid to his boat. There, Maujid shows him many medicines. But he has one condition. He says that if you want these medicines, you must take us to your island. At the same time, many people come out of the boat. Seeing this, Lyons runs away quickly. Those people move toward the soldiers. One man attacks a soldier. But the other soldiers shoot and kill him in time. Then the soldiers reach the boat somehow. But Lyons is not there. Before they can find Lyons, many people start coming toward them. So they leave without Lyons. As the sound of the boat is heard, Lyons comes out and jumps onto the boat. Maujid also comes and tries to climb on. But the soldiers shoot him and he dies. Then the soldiers see that Lyons' clothes are torn. Seeing this, they think maybe he is sick. So they give him an injection and make him unconscious. When they return to the island, they lock him in the lab. After that, his father comes to see him. Lyons shows him the medicine that Mark gave him. He tells his father everything that happened on the boat. Mark tests the medicine. He finds out that it is the real vaccine. Then he goes to Beatrice and tells her to send the soldiers again so they can bring more medicine. But Beatrice refuses because they lost a lot last time. On the mainland, Al's soldiers find Maujid's dead body in the water. There is also a bottle of medicine in his hand. Seeing this, Al tells his soldiers to find more medicine like this. On the other side, Hendrik is walking in the city. He sees a woman named Vilma. She used to help people. Hendrik goes and talks to her. Vilma becomes happy and makes him her helper. Then she takes Hendrik to a theater which is actually her home. There she keeps saying El's name. Hendrik asks her about El, but she does not say anything. At night, Hendrik gets a chance, kills Vilma and takes all her things. Then he leaves the place. On the other side, Beatrice meets Lisa. She offers her a job. She says if you give me full information about the city, I can give you and your husband a good life. Hearing this, Lisa becomes happy and agrees to the job. Actually, this is all a plan of Beatrice. Meanwhile, in the laboratory, Judith replaces Lyons. When she opens 2 big boxes, there is a man and a woman locked inside. Mark is about to test a vaccine on them. But before he can do anything, a soldier dies in the lab. When Lyons looks at his body, he sees the same marks. Seeing these marks, he gets very scared. But he does not tell anyone. After this, we see a meeting. Here, the council members blame Mion for the death of the patient. They say Mion did not protect his team. Because of this, the person became infected. Beatrice reduces Mion's 100 points and sends him to work in jail as punishment. Then in the same hall, Lola's daughter Fiona starts coughing. Seeing her, everyone thinks she might also be infected by the virus. Because of this, all people leave quickly. Fiona was pregnant but had not married yet. Because of this, her child would be considered illegal. Thinking this, she goes to her boyfriend Dam. Dam promises her that he will take care of her and her child. Then we see a scene in the lab. Because of the experiment, the condition of both patients has become very bad. Mark tells a colleague that they do not have much time. So they must make the vaccine quickly. Meanwhile, on the island, Al meets the people of Mozak. Showing his body, he says the island people have hurt him. He says if you tell me about the medicine, I will save your life. Hearing this, a man named Pak comes forward. He tells Rang that he will help him. But in return, Rang must take him to the island. After thinking for a while, Rang agrees. On the other side, Mar meets Mian in jail. He says he can reduce Mian's punishment. But in return, he wants Mian to go to the mainland and bring the vaccine. Mian refuses to do this. Now we see Hendrik. A dangerous group catches him on the mainland. To save himself, Hendrik lies that he works for Wall. Hearing this, the group introduces him to Wall. Wall does not recognize Hendrik, so he is about to kill Hendrik. Then Hendrik shouts loudly that he is Beatrice's son, and he came here by mistake. Then he tells Al about Wilma's death. But Al already knew the truth. He tells Hendrik that he was kicked out from the island. And Wilma did not die because of the virus but because Hendrik took her life. Hearing this, Hendrik becomes very scared, because he thinks something very bad will happen to him. So to save himself, he tells all the secrets and paths of the island. This makes the people happy and they stop planning to kill him. We see a public meeting, where the wife of the water supplier engineer, Kaiso, is being interviewed, because she knows a lot about medicines. But then the committee finds out that there is another candidate. Her name is Janilla. Janilla is an expert surgeon. So the committee chooses Janilla instead of Kaiso. Then Janilla is called to the island. 2 people from another gang secretly come on her ship. The engineer becomes angry because his wife was not selected. He was the only engineer who could run the water system of the whole island. On the other side, Obtn gets a new job at the windmill with the help of Beatrice. While working, he finds a bottle of alcohol. He gives this bottle to his boss. Meanwhile, the engineer comes with a hammer in his hand. He angrily starts breaking all the machines of the windmill. Finally, when the boss tries to go upstairs, he slips while climbing the stairs. The man's leg was fractured. He was immediately transported to the hospital for treatment. There, Dr. Mark performed surgery on him. During the operation, Mark noticed Janilla. She appeared extremely frightened. Mark inquired about the reason for her fear. Janilla confessed that she was not a real surgeon. She had only learned from books. Additionally, she told Mark that she knew Lines was infected and that she wanted to help him. However, Mark promised he would not disclose this information to anyone. Before Mark could respond further, Jayadin arrived. She overheard their entire conversation. Jayadin declared that she would now reveal to everyone that Lines was suffering from an infection. Upon hearing this, Janilla attacked her from behind and killed her. Mark and Janilla disposed of the body in the water. The story then shifts to Fiona. She was about to become a mother, but her child was lost. Mark came to see her. Fiona's mother requested Mark not to inform Edris about the matter. Mark agreed to her request. Meanwhile, Paris went to the lab. There, she found a broken tooth on the wall. She realized it belonged to Jayadin. She immediately went to Mark and said that Jayadin had disappeared. She suspected Mark was behind it. Mark cunningly replied that she could not accuse him because she needed him. Beatrice fell silent after hearing this. She then decided to blame the engineer for Jayadin's death. With Lisa's help, she fabricated false evidence to convince people that the engineer was responsible. Afterwards, Etienne was appointed as the new in charge of the windmill. When the old boss found out, he angrily went to Etienne's house. He accused Etienne of deliberately giving him a bottle of alcohol to cause an accident and take his place. The next day, the engineer was tied up and thrown into the sea. Seeing this, Mark felt deep sorrow. He decided to go to Lines and reveal the whole truth. Then, the story flashes back to 15 years ago. At that time, Mark met a girl working in a supermarket. However, he did not talk much to her and returned to his lab. There, he worked with Nurse Laura on making the vaccine. Meanwhile, Beatrice and some others took over the supermarket and also seized control of the pharmacy. Her reporter, Luna, recorded a video showing that Beatrice was the best choice to become the new leader of Silent. But they also knew where Mark worked at the pharmacy, and that he could obstruct their plans. Beatrice offers Mark a deal. She tells him he can make any medicine he wants, but he must not oppose them. Mark agrees to this condition. However, the island's mayor sends his men to arrest Mark. But Beatrice cleverly traps the same officer. Then the story shifts to Mark's wife. She lives on the mainland and is developing a vaccine. Suddenly, some people come and kill her. Meanwhile, Beatrice tells Laura that only 513 people should remain on the island. This is to control the population. At first, Laura refuses. She does not want to kill more than half the population. But when Beatrice threatens her, Laura agrees. Then they start injecting people one by one with a virus. Many people die. Some reports are altered. They show false positive results and release those people from the island. Seeing all this, Mark quickly decides to create a vaccine. He wants to reveal Beatrice's true nature to the people. All this happened 15 years ago. The scene then moves to a jail. Lines is dead. Emeric records his entire statement. But Janilla arrives and shoots the recording. She is a member of the burn group. Now Beatrice begins working on her next plan. If you like the story, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. See you in the next video.